I'm Chrissy, finally a Farmgirl, and today I am going to share with you my 2025 Nashville Needlework Market releases. You will get to see the full reveals, and I also have some other exciting things to share as well. So let's get started. The first thing I wanted to share is this year it's going to be so much fun in room 221. That is my room or suite in Nashville, and this year I have something special that I have not had in the past. I am sharing my room with Twin Peak Primitives. So that's the first announcement, and I'm sure many of you already know this, but just in case, I wanted to make that my first share. The twins and I have had a special relationship for probably going on about 10 years now, because it goes all the way back to the days at our farm. So I have model stitched for them. I have admired them for many years, and in that time we have formed a very special relationship. And so knowing that it is not easy for anyone to get to Nashville, especially from the Netherlands, etc., from out of the country, I thought it would be fun to offer my room up to them. And I think it's going to be really fun because shopping in room 221 has some pretty fun things this year, not just from Finally a Farm Girl, but from Twin Peak Primitives as well. So the best way that we could decide how to share our reveals was to do one video sharing both. So since I have Twin Peak Primitives models for Nashville in my hot little hands, I will be able to share those with you as well. Okay, so what I'd like to do is just get started, and I will give you the fabric and the stitch count and let you see the finished product. And then you have an idea for your wish list to get your pre-orders out there before it's too late. Anyways, I hope that what you see here today you will fall in love with, and there's something for everyone. So let me go ahead and get started. I know that you all may remember my very first frog designed, Jeremiah the bullfrog. That family has evolved, and this year I am releasing two of my frog designs. The first one being this one right here, and this is called One Froggy Christmas Eve. A cute little play on words from the song. Let's make sure we get it in there clear. So you've got Jeremiah, Miss Jenny, and, well, she was baby Josephine, but now she's toddler Josephine. Let me get you, this will be the pattern cover. And let me get my glasses on so I can get you all the information you need. One Froggy Christmas Eve, and this is your stitch area is basically a 5x7, 71 by 81 stitches. It's a combination of Weeks Dye Works and DMC. Your Weeks Dye Works is, I pronounce it pepperoncini, and that is the color that I use for the frogs. So it's kind of a really cool green. I stitched the model on, or I did not stitch the model, sorry. The model was stitched on 32 count Belfast raw linen by Zweigart, and the model was stitched by Maria, and it was finished by Terry of the Old Needle Shop into a flat fold, which I absolutely love for space. So Maria Angeloni did an awesome job. She has beautiful stitching. She stitched quite a few of my models for Nashville. And that is One Froggy Christmas Eve. And there's some sparkly on the fabric. I don't know if you can see that, but it adds something really sweet to it. That is One Froggy Christmas Eve. The next one is, one second here, where did you go? Is I Believe. So as you can see, we're going to go through my designs first, and then we'll work on the twins. So this is I Believe. Make sure you can see it all. And I wanted something that was a little bit more like a band sampler, so in this direction. And let me get you all the details. It is 80 by 220 stitches. It is stitched on 25 count Grace Notes fabric Sarah. Beautiful color. I love stitching on Grace Notes fabric. I stitched this one, and it was framed by Hobby Lobby. So I absolutely love this. I wanted a country Christmas type of a design. So I know you know my decor is typically between, you know, country or primitive and antiques, and I just wanted the maybe more of an old school country Christmas look. So, and I just believe that, you know, Christmas is magic, it's in the believing, and so this was a really fun one for me to design and stitch, and that is called I Believe. So here, sorry. All right, the next one is called Winifred Rides. There's a really fun story that goes with Winifred Rides, and if you are a shop attending or registered for Nashville, you're going to get you'll get a little special treat as well this year, because I have an actual quilt to cross stitch design. If you recall in the past, that quilt back there is designed by Julie Porter of Farmhouse Cottons. We have also been friends for years through Instagram, and at one point she had used our farm as her inspiration for the quilt, and then graciously gifted it to us. Over the years, we have always wanted to get together and meet, and she happened to be in Florida last year. When I was there, I've always loved her Winifred Rides table. It's like a table runner quilt, but she has a quilt pattern. This is the quilt pattern. Winifred Rides. I mean, how cute is that? This witch riding a beautiful sunflower. And I had the pleasure of getting to see the actual model, which I have to bring with me to Nashville. So this is the model for Winifred Rides. And she gave me permission to go ahead and create a cross stitch for Winifred Rides. And I loved every minute of this journey. So this is my interpretation in cross stitch of Winifred Rides. And I just love her. I cannot wait to put her on display this year. She's perfectly prim. She just makes me so happy to see. I love the sunflower. So you can see I've changed the border a little bit to work for a cross stitch. I've filled in some, you know, empty spaces, but I love her. So let me get you the pattern. Second here. This is what your pattern is going to look like. And this was stitched, I did model stitch this. This was stitched on 32 count Cafe au Lait by Grace Notes Fabrics. Another beautiful fabric. I really like the Cafe au Lait. It is 286 wide by 216 high. She's a big girl, but I did stitch her on 32 count. So she is a combination of Classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye Works, and DMC. There are no specialty stitches, but there are French knots, so I guess you could consider that a specialty stitch. But inside the sunflower, I gave it some dimension, sorry about that, with some French knots. So that's Winifred Rides, and I think it'll be fun for some maybe fabric shops that are coming around and they do pop in the booth, that they actually will have something in my room that is quilty related. And how fun for a shop to have both the cross stitch and the quilt pattern in their shop side by side. So I will have a limited amount, if you're a shop owner, I will have a limited amount of Julie Porter's patterns, but you know, first come, first serve, and I think it's going to be fun, and you can always reach out to Julie and get some extra patterns from her. Okay, moving right along. The next one we have is a Matilda. We always need to have a Matilda in Nashville, a new one. This is actually Matilda Trims the Tree. She was made as an exclusive for Alicia, Fanciful Flamingo, for her, I believe it was her November stitch box. And so I was honored that she had asked me, and the finishing was done by Chantel 141. She put an easel on the back, which I love. This was absolutely a great way to finish this piece. But that is Matilda Trims the Tree, and that's why you'll see that the date is 2024, because it was for last November. That's easy enough to change. But that's Matilda Trims the Tree, and how funny is it that she's got a cat angel for the topper on her tree. The tree's on a spool, and of course she has to step up on her tomato pin cushion to reach the tree. So Matilda Trims the Tree was stitched on by me, 16 count Ada Wren. I love the neutral in it, and it is 74 wide by 91 high, so not a real big one, and it uses all DMC. And that is Matilda Trims the Tree. So if you're a Matilda fan, you won't want to miss out. Make sure you add her to your collection. All right, moving right along. One second here. We have the next one. How did I? The Gathering Gourd. Now this one was stitched by Maria again. She does a beautiful job. Made into a flat fold by Terry of the Old Needle Shop. I love the fabric she used in the back. I just thought it was so fun to create a place where all the little, forest critters might go, gather together around the fall season. And I just had so much fun making a pumpkin house. Seriously, so fun. So let's get the details for you. The Gathering Gourd. It is 111 by 94, stitched on 32 count Prairie Land by Atomic Ranch. Again, thank you to both Terry and Maria Angeloni for their beautiful work on the Gathering Gourd. I think it'll be so cute propped up at fall. These flat finishes are so nice. They're so nice for storage. And they're so nice to be able to display anywhere you want. Even if you don't open them, you can still prop them up on something. So I really have a good time with those. I had one second here. This is, I forgot the pattern with this one. It's getting printed right now. This is a special design that I made with Miss Jenny. It's cute as a button. Both of our daughters, Olivia and Carolina, took ballet. Carolina a little longer than Olivia, but for a while there, we were dance mom and dad, and we had a really good time with it, and we loved watching them when their tutus would arrive or their costumes and then on stage. So I just wanted to create something like that in remembrance, and this is called On Point. If you are in the ballet world or dance world at all, you'll know that on point is when those girls can, or boys can, get up on their toes. Rough. But she was so fun to create, and You can tell, you know, she has that pepperoncini again. And you could easily change out the colors if you have a memory with a different color tutu. So maybe you have somebody in your life that's a little dancer, and this would be so cute on their little hutch or in their bedroom or something like that with their little memory box. But that is on point. Thank you, Maria, for stitching that one, and Terry for finishing her into a stand-up. She is just adorable. Okay, moving right along. My favorite piece that I designed this year for Nashville, I designed quite a while ago, and it was near when Hurricane Helene hit, and I'd already started designing it. So this is called Hills of Freedom, and I think of all the ones I designed, even though Winifred Rides is just super fun, and I can't wait to display her, this one is something that, you know, just really comes from the heart for me. I love old school. I love antiques. So this design kind of was just, I model stitched it, and I just had a really good time with this one. So I would say it's probably the most personal and favorite one for me. It is called Hills of Freedom. Let me get the model here. I really just, I love thinking of the mountains. I love that I've been able to visit up at the mountains with a couple of retreats a few times now, and it gives you just a better perspective how these hills sit so high up on the mountains. I can't even imagine getting up there. So, you know, maybe you have, you know, family or a history, but either way, it just kind of came to life, and I absolutely had so much fun with it. You will see some patriotic, famous presidents in there. You have Abraham Lincoln with his dog and maybe his childhood log cabin up there at the very top. You have George Washington with his horse on the one that's down with the red. And so I really played with the thought that these hills aren't free. These hills have seen so much, and battles and wars and just going through history. And I also absolutely loved I love the old general store. I love seeing some that still exist. There's not many, but doing my own history research on the general store, it was so unique that many of the families who did own a general store, they lived right next door. They didn't keep refrigerators in their own house. They just went to their shop next door, and that's where they kept everything. It's a really fun little path to go down if you ever are so inclined and wanted to know more of the history. So I do share quite a bit on the back of my pattern, but that's why there's the laundry line, because, you know, they would have lived right next door, and it would have been connected to all the things that they were trying to do at home and in the store. Let me get you a little closer if I can. You've got a boy walking his sheep, a family heading off to church. Now this particular pattern, I also incorporated some, I've done this before, some farmhouse flossies, dyed floss. They're beautiful, but I do give a conversion in case that's not something that you want to do. And let me get the pattern, oopsie. One second while it gets clear. Okay. Sorry about that. See if I could put this down. There we go. It's getting there. Okay. It was stitched on 32 count Chickadee by Millennial Fabrics. Now that is a new fabric company to me. I absolutely loved the color, and I loved their fabrics. So check out Millennial Fabrics. Let me put this down and see if it helps for a second. Plus it's getting heavy. The frame was from Hobby Lobby as well, a custom frame. There we go. Okay, so So again, it was stitched on 32 count chickadee by Millennial Fabrics. It is 235 wide by 150 high, and it uses DMC Weeks Dye Works, and like I said, I utilized farmhouse flossies in the green and some grass, just a couple, to showcase some of their dyed floss. It's really, really beautiful. And if not, there's a DMC conversion for you. And, you know, grass is real easy for you to pick your favorite green. So feel free to change it out. But that is Hills of Freedom. And I just love taking a step back in time. I loved it. And I had so much fun with that one. So that is probably my favorite that I have of all my releases. Okay, so I thought that a good transition for going from my designs would be to transition through Mount Vernon, 1761. Let me give you just a little bit of history. One second here. When we first discussed sharing the room in Nashville, I also had said, and I thought it would be the perfect timing for us to do a collaboration together, a true collaboration between Finally a Farm Girl and Twin Peak Primitives. So there's three of us. So there's Nurse Sun, there's Nurse Dan, Twin Peak Primitives, and myself. We worked to come up with something for Nashville that would also be the exclusive for our room and kind of tie the room together. It is, to me, it's our showcase piece for Nashville, and I couldn't be more excited, and I know the twins are, of how this all came together. We wanted it to be something really special for shops as well as for stitchers. And it has some really special pieces. There are some things today that kind of I have played with even for decorating that I'm going to hold for a surprise in Nashville, but I am going to show you all the pieces right now that will come with the pattern when you buy it. So first up, you may have already seen this on social media and from shops. This is going to be the pattern, Mount Vernon 1761, a unique collaboration between Twin Peak Primitives and Finally a Farm Girl. So what you're going to get inside this is the sampler pattern, two of the pillows patterns separate, as well as the drum. And there's names for each of these. We wanted to we wanted to focus on George and Martha's home life, not just the presidency, but we wanted to focus on their home life together. So this is a great piece, and I'm going to show you a couple of things that I thought of as well as over time. So I will give thanks to the model stitchers right up front. I did stitch the drum and the sampler. Linda, Stitching Linda on Instagram, she stitched George Washington, the pillow pin heap, and Kate Fry, also of Florida, she stitched Martha Washington. Now, Terry of the Old Needle Shop did the finishing of the drum. Beautiful job finishing this drum when I show you, as well as the pillows. I used, for the fabric and the backing on the two pillows, I used Civil War fabrics, reproduction Civil War fabrics. I just thought that would tie it together so nicely. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you the sampler. All right, this is Mount Vernon 1761. 1761 comes from the date when George Washington officially became the owner of Mount Vernon. Now that does not mean that he wasn't there on the property. It was in his family for years, and when his brother passed, and then it went to him. So we just absolutely have some fun motifs that are incorporated in this stitch. One, George Washington loved to farm. He had several acres. I mean, so it focuses on his love and her love for those things they did outside of the presidency. His being farming and hers being needlework and quilting and hand stitching, and something that she passed down. So we have a fun story that is in the back to share with you each thing. George Washington loved his dogs, and at the very top you will see that there is, let me get it, see if I can possibly get it closer for you. There is the Dove of Peace weather vane, which George Washington actually designed himself, and there's a story in it as well to share with you, the background of that, which I thought was so unique. Now, I loved finding out that Martha Washington had her own quilt block. You'll find those in the sampler as well. But her passion for stitching was so fun to research. And out of that research came the drum. So you've got scissors, and you've got quilt blocks, and just a beautiful piece to display next to the sampler, showcasing her love for needlework. So, just so beautiful. And then we have George and Martha, that I just think it's so fun to display everything together. If you are a history fan, if you've been to Mount Vernon, if you've enjoyed the history of Mount Vernon, I mean, this is going to be so much fun for you to stitch and bring to life. Those are the backing. Okay, so let me go through the sizes of the sampler. I'm not going to worry about the pin cushions and things like that, but let me get you. Your pattern is in color. Okay. It was stitched on 28 count Jovelin lamb's wool. That was straight through. Everything was stitched on that. The only difference is on the drum. I stitched it on the Ada, the lamb's wool Ada, so it would give it that extra strength when standing up. I think it makes a drum look really, really nice. And the sampler is 114 wide by 192 high. And again, it was stitched on 28 count Jovelin lamb's wool. So it's a beautiful piece. It's been a special collaboration. I cannot wait to showcase it in Nashville. I did want to mention that since this is our exclusive, the time to order it would be now through your favorite needle shop, because once Nashville is over, we will not be releasing it for 6 weeks. Not in our shop, not to anything, you know, it's literally, it will be an exclusive to those shops registered and attending Nashville. So if you like Mount Vernon, now's your chance to get it. I'm pretty fond. I even love thinking of the idea for maybe someone who doesn't want to stitch as big of a piece. It was designed perfectly where maybe you just want to stitch Mount Vernon. You know, maybe you visited and you just want to stitch this piece. I think that you could pull that off and make it a smaller set if you want to. So there's a lot that you can do, and it really was very special to be part of this with Twin Peak Primitives, and I can't wait to see everybody's reaction when they are in Nashville. Okay, now let's get on to their models. You're going to notice one thing. Their cover pictures of their finishes are going to look different than the actual finish, and that is only because mailing over the actual model, stitched model, they did not come in frames. That would be really costly. So when they arrived to me, I did get them out and have them framed so that they will be, oopsie, falling apart. there we go. They will be on display framed. So that's just something you're gonna notice the difference. The first one is called a float. And this is so cute. We have a whale that takes the shape of a sailboat. And that is a float. I absolutely loved this frame. I just thought it's kind of like a barn wood, and I just thought it worked great with the arch and the rounding. It just showcases the whale so well, and you don't have any dead space up there as opposed to a square frame, so I really love how this turned out. A float was stitched on 32 count Weeks Dye Works tin roof. It is 109 by 128 stitches, and it uses all DMC. And that is a float. Very cute. All right, I gotta. The next piece is a very special piece, I know. Now, first of all, the twins love Jane Austen. They always have. So you will find several Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice pieces in their shop that they've already released. And I know they have some very special ones that are going to be coming along with this one for Nashville. But this is a Jane Austen Quaker. And it is a beauty. Hold on one second here. So this is Jane Austen Quaker. I love the bees. I really like the simplicity in this frame so that it showcases all the work and the stitching and the beauty of Jane Austen. So this year, one second here, the reason there's a very special year is because I believe this is the 250th anniversary. If you look at the dates atop, it'll tell you. So this one was stitched on 28 count antique white Zweigart cashel. It is 136 by 204 stitches, and it is all DMC. So pretty. That's Jane Austen Quaker. The next one is this cute little, it's fun when I can mix them up, frame or whatever. This is called Endorphin. Look at those dogs. Let me see if I can get you a little closer. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. All right, that is stitched on 28 count cashel linen and even weave, and it is 48 by 70, so just a nice size for the dog lovers. So cute. Okay, the next one is, I think it's going to be, I love it. I absolutely, you know I love red work. I just love red work. So this is a beautiful red work piece, and it is called, I'm going to probably not say it perfectly, right? But it's called Anika Boer 1801. I hope that I did that justice. That is the pattern. And this is the sampler. So I gotta say, if you're a chicken lover, farm lover, sampler lover, and if you love red work or monochromatic stitching, this one's for you. I love this. Okay, I just stare at it. Okay. This was stitched on 28 count cashel natural. It is 138 stitches wide by 177 stitches high. And of course it's all DMC. And it is DMC 321, so that's the Christmas red. I think it's gonna look good in my kitchen. I don't want to give it up. Anyways, I I think this would be a great stitch, just a super fun stitch. Okay, so that is, make sure, I'll try and pronounce it again, Anika Boer, 1801. Okay, moving right along, we are doing really good. The next one is called Two Sisters 1809 Sampler. Really, really pretty. I love that I got to see these beforehand. So this is the Two Sisters 1809 Sampler. So, just so beautiful. You've got butterflies, you've got lambs, a dog, two sisters. Just a beautiful stitch. All right, let's get some details on this one. Two Sisters 1809 Sampler, and it was stitched on 28 count parchment, 176 wide by 114 high, all DMC, and some French knots, but that's okay. French knots are not scary. I love that lamb. I love that. The colors are really, really pretty. Okay, that is Two Sisters 1809 Sampler. Okay, now there is one other design. There's one design that they have, which is a really sweet bunny design. I do not have the model for that, but I will have the patterns, and that will be in the, we will have the patterns in the suite. And then I have a really cool one. I have the models. I do not have the patterns. The patterns are coming in a booklet form, and they will be here soon. But I wanted to get this out to you. But I want to share this set with you. I think you may have watched the twins on social media share that they will, when they did their full reveals, they are doing a fractor book. And the models themselves, I really, really like them. I think about my tree behind me, the patriotic tree. It's just a really cool folk art fractor type set of, you could call them ornaments, or you could finish them into pillows, whatever you want to do. But let me share them with you. I love the colors. So this is the first one. I love his pipe. So cute. And then there's this guy. I like what he's holding. He's got a little flag there. Book. Another pipe. I love it. Love that. He's looking at the globe. Here's a nice fractor bird. So cool. Now I have to admit, I love this. They put the rifle with the colonial girl. At least I consider it to be like a colonial girl, but anyways, fractor girl. That is just so cute. They had to protect their homes. If you watch the shows, they definitely had to protect their homes. So I just thought that was really cute. Look at him with his the ship. Let me get that in there for you. Really cute. This one I love, love, love. 76, the bicentennial. I'm telling you, they'd be great all over my tree. And this one is the last one. She's so cute. older woman. So these were all finished. Look at that, that's so fun. They are so fun. These were all finished in like ornament form, but I could also see them finished as pillows and a dough bowl and all lined up. I think there's a lot you could do with these if you don't have a seasonal tree like I do, or maybe you aren't sure how you display them. I mean, they would make great pillows as well. So this is in a Fractor book, and I will have those at Nashville as well. And if you are looking for, to see them a little more up close, you can check Twin Peak Primitives Instagram page, their Facebook page, where they've shared their full reveals. And other than that, I think that concludes sharing all the reveals for 2025 Nashville. I cannot believe that that's where we're at already. They have, I believe, 6 releases. We have our Mount Vernon as our joint exclusive, and I have 7. So you've got 2 frogs, you've got a mouse, you've got the Gathering Gorge, you've got a little bit of history in the Hills of Freedom, you have some Halloween, and you have the I Believe. So between their samplers and all of this, I think that any shop or anyone who is attending Nashville is going to have a good time coming and visiting. So I hope that if you are shop, you will stop in and say hi. My sister will be with me, as well as Jen, who is Sweet Chaos Stitcher. She helped me last year. We are ready for you. We are ready for pre-orders, and we are so thrilled to be part of Needlework Retailers Nashville 2025. This is my 3rd year, and I think this is going to be one of the best. I look forward to seeing all my friends, all the shop owners, all in Nashville. We are not that far off. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and hearing about all the details of all these new designs that are created for stitchers just like you. See you in Nashville. Don't forget to floss.